Our first question is from Mark Masters.
Andre, I know the focus is getting better every day. That was a convincing win last night. What's your message to the group in terms of how they can improve tonight?
We have a lot of little habits from our face-off route to our net presence to our reloading. A lot of details we need to get better during the tournament. But I think the spirit of the player this morning is really good. The guys have good energy. I like their focus. I think we stay grounded, so that's what is important for now.
Wondering, as far as your blue liners go, I mean, so talented, especially that top pair, and these players are trained to find the opening and take advantage of that in the course of a regular game. But you might see more openings, yesterday and today. So do you temper? Do you limit them shooting the gap, or do you always want them to be aggressive? How do you find the right balance there?
Yeah, we want to be aggressive. I think we don't want to. We want to be responsible as a team. I think we have forwards who can skate, who can be reliable, who can read the play. So our DR have the freedom to go, and as long as we cover for them and we respect the structure. And at the end of the day, it's not just about covering; it's about having depth in our offense. If you have four guys on the same line, on the same level, I think it's easy to cover. So it's important to have someone's driving the net, someone's covering the second wave. Doesn't really have to be a defenseman all the time. The defenseman can be the guy who drives the net, but someone forward has to cover and occupy the second wave so we can have that in our offense.
Thanks, Andre.
Thanks.
Our next question is from Kevin McGran.
What are your expectations of Quinton Byfield through the course of this tournament? What would be a good, successful tournament for him? Because he's got all the talent in the world.
Yeah, Q brings more than the people give him credit for. Q brings physicality, he's a relentless player, brings a lot of competitiveness. He's one of our best guys on face-off. He has size, he's tough to play against. He's strong on the forecheck. I think he disturbs a lot the opponent. He's tough to play against, and that's what we're looking for. I think everybody look at the score sheet when they look at Q, but I think he brings more than that. I don't know what will be his production, but I know he's a really effective and important player for us.
Is he kind of the guy that you're going to be looking at to shut down the other teams, big guys, when you get to the bigger teams?
We the style of play we want to play with a lot of pace. So it will depend about how the opponent will want to use their top player. We will not be a team who will make shift a minute and a half, and a team who will pace himself. We want to play with a lot of pace. We want to be really intense on the tracking and the forechecking. So we need to keep our shift short and play with a lot of pace. So we may need more than one line to play against the best, but Q is capable of doing that. You're perfectly right, and that can be something we'll ask him to do.
Our final question for Coach will be from Rob Tychkowski.
Hi, Coach. I'm just wondering, you start the schedule with a couple of, I guess you would call them easier games. As a coach, when you're trying to prepare a team, would you prefer maybe to have some tougher, closer games, or is it better to maybe work your way up the competition ladder because, your team is still coming together?
I understand your question, Rob. And, we ask our player to focus on what they can control. And as a coach, I will do the same. And I know it's a boring answer for you, but at the same time, it is what it is. Whatever the schedule they put ahead of us is how we deal with it. That's where is my focus, not talking about what could have been or should have been or whatever about the schedule. What's important for me is what can we do today, and we do the best with it. That's what's important. So today's the Slovak. We played a game yesterday where we have stuff we can clean. We can work from our game and be a little bit tighter in a few area and get better. And that's what we want to focus on. We don't want to focus on our opponent. We don't want to focus on the schedule. We want to focus on us and get better.
do you learn anything from a situation like, say, last night or tonight, the games that aren't maybe as close as some other ones? As a coach, what are you looking for, and what do you learn about your team?
Yeah, I want consistency. I want consistency in the way we play, not in scoring, not in shooting a puck or stuff like that. I want in our structure, in our habits, I want us to be consistent and making sure we do the same thing over and over and over in the right way. That's what's important. So if we focus on our opponent and we don't do that, we'll run for trouble at some point. So what's important for us is to get consistency in our execution of our structure or our plans.
Our first question is from John Abbott.
Hey, Connor, we haven't had a chance to speak with you since being added officially to the leadership group. What does it mean to you to take on a bit of a bigger role in this tournament?
Yeah, it's a cool feeling. I mean, being a returning player, guys look up to you. They bounce questions off you coming into the tournament. So obviously it's an honor just to get represented in that sense. But obviously losing Docker, it's not what I imagined. But I'll do my best to try and fill his role.
And as far as today goes, coming off the heels of a very productive outing, to say the least, against Germany, how do you guys keep yourselves sharp? I don't know if you want to just speak to the forwards or to the whole team, but how do you keep yourselves sharp out there, attention to detail?
Yeah, for us, we just want to play our game no matter what team we're playing. Kind of like Bear touched on. We just got to focus on ourselves no matter our opponent, no matter the score. We just want to get better every game leading into the knockout round. So, yeah, I think we had a good game yesterday. We're going to try and build on that today.
Thanks, Connor.
Thanks, John. Our next question is from Sam Cosentino.
Yeah, hi, Connor. When you look at the group and, what the coaching staff has talked about, if you could pick just one area specifically that you want to improve on for this game as a team and maybe just more specifically in your line, what would that be?
Yeah, I think just our habits, our little details. Obviously, with a score like that, it's hard to get away from the game. It's easy to get away from the game, sorry. And you just got to focus on the little things, like you said. Just focus on our habits and just try and stick to our game plan. So then when you are in closer games, you're able to develop those habits and not build off bad ones. So we just got to stick to our game plan. That's what we can do tonight.
In your second year, how much easier is it to just go and play hockey as opposed to maybe last year? There's commercials, there's a whole bunch of other things to do, and you're thinking about maybe different things as opposed to this year. Is it a whole lot easier for you this year, or maybe you think you can just focus on hockey as opposed to all the other stuff that might be going on in this tournament?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, for every kid growing up, it's a dream to play in the World Juniors, and then your first time playing, there's a lot of pressure. You're a lot more nervous coming into your first year than your second. I mean, for me this year, I've been through it. I've won a gold medal, so I know what it takes. So I feel a lot more comfortable in that sense. So yeah, I feel a lot better coming in this year. No more pressure.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sam. Just a reminder, if you would like to ask a question, to please raise your hand now. And our next question is from Rob Tchaikovsky.
Hi, you guys, when this whole thing started, there was some hiccups along the way in terms of COVID and the whole deal and games being canceled. To finally get out there and play a meaningful game and meaningful back-to-back games, just how much fun is it as a hockey player to just get out there and play some hockey fun?
Oh, it was really fun. For a lot of us, it was our first game since March. I know a couple of us have played this year, but for the most part, none of us has played a real game since March. So it was really fun to get out there and just the game atmosphere is a lot of fun, and it's what we miss most. So we're looking forward to today and just playing another game. So we're really excited.
I can't imagine what that building would have been like if it had been full of 18,000 people. Could you describe the atmosphere, 16-2 in an empty building, your first game in 8 months? How did that all come together for you guys?
Yeah, obviously it would be really cool to play from the hometown crowd, but it's out of our control. There's nothing we can do. And last night, I know the guys are good at hyping ourselves up and getting ready for games. I mean, we know everyone's watching still, and we have all the support from our families and stuff like that. So it's not hard to get up for games.